Chapter 6. At 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Sean and Yolanda walked out of the police station after they made the statements. Yolanda had thought that they would have to pay the old man a large sum of money as compensation for the accident, but the police told them that the old man had forgiven them since Sean had saved his life, so they didn't have to pay. "I'm late for this afternoon's important meeting because of you." Yolanda checked the time and snapped at him. "Save it. If you hadn't talked to me while driving, I wouldn't have been distracted and crashed into someone else's car. I don't want to talk about it anymore." Yolanda nonchalantly interrupted Sean's explanation. "Today is my dad's birthday. I have to go to the company for a meeting. I also need to have my car repaired. I don't have time to buy the gift with you. There are 10,000 in this card. Take it and buy a decent gift." After giving him the bank card, Yolanda drove away in her Mercedes-Benz. The meeting was at 3:15. She would be very late if she didn't hurry. Sean watched Yolanda leave with a bitter smile on his face. He decided to take a taxi. "Master Sean." A black car stopped at the entrance of the police station, and a bulky bald man got out of it. He was holding a gift box as he trotted to Sean. "I'm sorry. Do I know you?" Sean was confused. "I am Mr. Rogers' bodyguard. He was very grateful to you for saving his life when he woke up. He asked me to give you this as a thank you gift." The bald bodyguard handed over the gift box respectfully. "Mr. Roger?" Sean was confused for a moment. Then he understood who the bodyguard was referring to when he thought of the old man he had saved. "Please thank Mr. Roger for me for his kindness. We were responsible for the accident, but he didn't hold us accountable. I'm ashamed. I can't accept this gift." Sean hurriedly waved his hand to decline. "Mr. Roger gave me an order. No matter what, I must give this gift to you. If you don't accept it, I will fail Mr. Roger, and he won't be happy about it. So please don't refuse." The bald bodyguard looked awkward as he persuaded him. "If so, I'll accept it. Please thank Mr. Roger for me." Seeing that he couldn't refuse, Sean took the gift box. He decided to go to the hospital to see Roger Walter the next day. A single needle injection could not solve the problem with his body. So he would go and treat the old man again as a return of courtesy. After inquiring about the hospital Roger was in, Sean left the police station and went to Carnation Street to choose a gift for his father-in-law, Andres. By 8 p.m. Sean was so tired from shopping that his legs began to tremble, but he still hadn't found a suitable gift for his father-in-law. "Traveling is what I love most." Sean's phone rang. The noisy ringtone was clearly out of tune with the surroundings, and the other customers in the shop cast curious gazes at him. Sean awkwardly answered the call. "Where are you?" A cold voice came from the other end of the phone. "At Carnation Street." "I'm coming to pick you up." The conversation was short. Before Sean could say a word, the phone had already been hung up. 15 minutes later, Yolanda stopped her car in front of Sean, who was carrying a gift box. "Get in the car," Yolanda said with a cold face, not giving him the slightest chance to speak. Along the way, Sean wanted to tell Yolanda that he didn't find a suitable gift, but he couldn't say anything every time he saw the frosty look on her face. What he was holding was the gift from Roger. Although he hadn't opened it, he knew the gift must be fancy because Roger looked important. So Sean figured there shouldn't be any problem if he regifted it to his father-in-law as a birthday present. The Lane family had reserved a hall of the Azure Tiger International Hotel to celebrate Andre's birthday. More than 30 tables had been set to receive the guests, most of whom were relatives and business partners. On the television was a health preservation program. Why isn't Yolanda here yet? The banquet is about to begin. At the entrance of the hall, Chloe waited anxiously. Yolanda? Just as Chloe finished speaking, Yolanda and Sean appeared at the banquet hall entrance. Chloe hurried to them. Yolanda, long time no see. You're more beautiful than the last time I saw you. A handsome young man in a suit walked up to Yolanda. It was Brian Marley, Laurel's nephew. The other guests also greeted Yolanda. To Sean, who was right next to her, they barely paid any attention. Sean was used to this kind of contempt anyway, so he didn't care and decided to find a place to sit. But at this moment, Brian spoke in a sarcasm. Tick-tone. Aren't you Yolanda's useless husband? I wonder what gift you prepared for her father's birthday. If you say that the gift prepared by Yolanda is also yours, I can't deny it. After all, you are just a parasite of the Lane family. It's understandable that you can't afford a gift. But today is her father's birthday. As her husband, you should at least show some respect. Brian sneered as he looked at Sean. Laurel had hoped to marry Yolanda off to Brian, but Yolanda ended up marrying Sean. Ever since the wedding, whenever Brian saw Sean, he would find fault and show his superiority to the husband. Sean spent the whole afternoon finding the perfect birthday present. Yolanda said calmly. Yolanda meant to defend Sean. Sean looked at her gratefully. Birthday present? Brian let out a disdainful laugh and pointed at Sean with one hand. He lives off the Lane family. The Lane family provides everything he has. If he uses your family's money to buy something for your father, how can it be called a birthday present? Forget it. What's the use of talking to a good-for-nothing like you? It's not like you can afford a gift. Yolanda, check out the birthday gift I prepared. Your father likes jade, so I spent $300,000 on this jade Buddha to give it to your father as a birthday gift. Brian proudly presented a purple jade Buddha to everyone. I pulled many strings to get the White Horse Temple's abbot to consecrate it. It is said that this jade Buddha can exorcise yin qi and protect the house. An important figure like your father deserves a decent gift. The guests were amazed at what he said. Nobody could afford a present worth $300,000 or get White Horse Temple's abbot to consecrate it. Hearing the praises of the guests, Brian became even more complacent, and his gaze towards Sean was filled with disdain. Yolanda, do you think your father will like this birthday gift? Brian leaned closer to Yolanda as he asked, but it was more a showing off than a question. And he kept stealing glances at Yolanda's body. Yolanda, you know how I feel about you? Brian, your gift is indeed very precious. I thank you on behalf of my father, but it's the thought that counts, so the price doesn't matter. Yolanda quietly took a step back as she spoke indifferently. I'm afraid that someone doesn't even have the thought. Brian sneered, seeing Yolanda move away from him. He instantly put on a gloomy look. That's better than you giving a funeral object as a birthday gift. Sean returned after glancing at the jade Buddha in Brian's hand. A funeral object? The guests were amazed. It was the first time they had heard someone bring a funeral object to a birthday banquet as a gift.